You are Black in the Green Room with me, your host, Keith Underwood. And this is your spot for real talk about entertainment with entertainers, creatives, and showbiz professionals. Today, we're joined by actress Jordan Coleman, who audiences know from Sistas, but beyond the screen, she's building a career rooted in purpose, wellness, global perspective, and social impact. She's not just telling stories, she's living them. Jordan, welcome to Black in the Green Room.
Yay! Thank you so much for having me.
Absolutely, absolutely. It is my absolute pleasure. So people, they know you from Sisters, but when you step away from the role, who is Jordan Coleman at her core and what drives you creatively?
Oh man, I think Jordan at her core is just a really curious individual. I think when Jordan was little, I was the only child, so I had a lot of time to just like watch things and people, not a
Right.
lot of conversing. Like I didn't like I obviously went to school and I lived in a neighborhood with other kids, but I didn't find myself around that many kids and I was around a lot of adults. And I think as a young kid being around mostly adults, I was able to see careers, marriages, people having kids. And it was just so interesting how like I decided to go against almost everything I grew up around.
Right.
Not saying that one is right or wrong, but I was like, you know what, I kind of want to, if that's conventional, I want to do it the opposite way. Like I still went to college, but instead of looking for a job afterwards, I said, let's just go try this acting thing out. Like I shut my laptop and I was like, nah, no, 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 no. Like let's go do it. My whole family was military, and I was like, I thank you guys so much for your service. I will not be joining in the
Right.
military. So I think that's just me with every avenue that I take in life. I am so interested in the opposite of what everyone wants to do. And that's why I love traveling. That's why I love meeting people, hearing how they do things. I'm like, oh, like,
Hmm.
okay, let's try that out. That's
Right.
me. That's me.
Yeah, so you've spoken about wanting your work to connect with people on a deeper level. So what is purpose-driven storytelling? What does that look like for you in action and practice?
I think purpose-driven storytelling, I think it's rooted in, well, for one, just having empathy
Mm,
and not coming to anything with any judgment. I think a lot of people when they hear someone or what they've been through, it's heavily opinionated, or it's like, well, how did you get yourself in that situation? Or it's like
mm,
none of that matters. It's like I take Jordan completely out of it and I step into the role of, if we want to take Cheyenne, for example, like I'm nothing like her, but there's human qualities that we all can relate to when it comes to her, whether it's like hiding trauma or masking
mm.
things or needing sisterly love. Like just because you don't do the drugs that she does, or you may not have sex with as many people as Cheyenne does, it doesn't mean that there's these human qualities that you're not being able to relate to. So I think being able to break down every person down to a human level, it's more relatable, and I feel like I'll be able to, I don't know, have people understand every character that I choose to play. There's a responsibility there to truly understand someone, not just on a surface level.
Right. And with Cheyenne being so different from you, where do you tap into her at? What's relatable about her?
I mean, I've seen people like Cheyenne. I mean, there are parts of me, I always talk about how she looks perfect all the time. Like she
Hmm.
is dressed to the nines, her hair is perfect, her makeup is perfect. And there's many days that I've done that exact same thing. You kind of do your exterior, but you have a lot going on inside,
Hmm.
and you're trying to walk through this world and still go to work and do an interview, or maybe you're on set and you have all these other things going on that no one knows about and you don't have anyone to talk to about. And then if you keep bottling that in, well, what does that look like? What
Hmm.
do you start to hurt people? Do you start projecting? Do you start numbing the pain? And that's what I had to figure out with her, it wasn't like, well, I wouldn't numb the pain like that. Well, it's like, well, the writer said that she is. So
Mm,
therefore, let's figure out a way to connect what I've been through and like what Cheyenne does and where's that kind of common ground.
hmm.
Yeah.
Where have you found the common ground?
I think it's just in those human levels of for me with Cheyenne specifically, I think it's the longing for someone, an outlet, for someone to
Mm,
talk to.
mm,
It's not even just about relatability. It's more so about being able to talk to someone without judgment or fear of
hmm.
them leaving you or you losing them because you say something wrong that they may not agree with. I think
Yes.
she's done a lot and it keeps compiling, and it's so much that she feels like she can't talk about it with anyone.
Yeah. And it must be even harder now being more so in the public sphere with finding people that you can be earnest with.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. That's why I always try to be my genuine self. I feel like if I kind of set the groundwork for it, I do find people kind of not changing, but when I open up and I'm like, this is a judgment-free zone, and they'll tell me something, and I'm like, yeah, and they're like, my gosh, like I haven't been able to talk to anyone that doesn't like say, oh,
Mm,
that, well, that's not right, that's not wrong. I literally had someone the other day decide to, mind you, I didn't really know them very well, completely open up to me because they're like, I feel like you're a non-judgmental person. Like, let me get your thoughts on this. And it was a heavy, heavy, heavy topic.
hmm.
And I feel so honored to be able to have those relationships with people. So I do the same thing in my craft of acting as well.
Hmm. Your commitment to fitness and wellness is very, very serious and documented. So from Muay Thai to yoga, how does that discipline, how does it shape not just your body, but your mindset and your holistic approach to your career?
Yeah, gosh, it's goes back to college. I've always been athletic, and I always felt that if I had control over my body and my well-being, then I can also kind of have control over my life. They always say, gosh, I'm gonna totally like flub it, but basically, like you'll be going through life, everything's fine and like you're worried about everything until you get sick and then now it's the only thing you have to worry about and like nothing
Mm,
else matters after that and I really do think to be able to enjoy life like it starts in here it physically emotionally like are you taking care of your mind as well like you can eat all the chia pudding you want but
right.
like is it rooted in other things so for me I mean when it comes to certain practices, something like yoga, I've been doing a lot of hot yoga recently.
Mm,
And what I've learned in these like hour sessions when you're sweating and you're breathing and your heart rate is up, but you have to remain calm.
mm,
I bring that into my practice all the time, whether I'm in traffic, whether I'm getting really overwhelmed with, I have to memorize 22 scripts, and tomorrow at Tyler Perry Studios, we're shooting 50 pages. And it's like, if you get yourself worked up, you're not going to be able to do any of it. If you tell
mm.
yourself you can't, if you tell yourself that this is a lot, then it is a lot. But if you say,
Absolutely.
"G- God put me in this situation because I can 100% handle it. And it's literally as cliche as it sounds, mind over matter even though it's sometimes a physical thing, and that's the same thing that I've been taught in Muay Thai as well. It's just like the discipline, the to keep pushing the same way that your body can endure certain things, your mind can as well. So I just kind of find that parallel and work it into different avenues of my life.
Absolutely. So let's talk about Sistas for a moment. So what has that whole experience, what has it meant to you, and how is playing Cheyenne, how is it shaping you both professionally and personally?
When I first got the audition, I was like, whoa. Because there's just some shows that you know of, and it's almost not even on your radar because it, you just don't think that like you fit into the show or because as an actress, I'm watching every show and I'm like, I could audition for that. I could audition for that. I could fit into that. And something like Sisters, I never saw that for me, at least not
Hmm.
yet. Um, and so when I got in, I realized I was about to be playing a younger sister. I was like, okay, okay. And then you start reading more, and it's like she's chaotic, she's this, she's a little insane. I'm like, okay, now this is fun. Um, and then coming in on season 10, it's so nuts. Okay,
Right.
just such an insane character on such a like turning point of the show. And so I felt like there was so much responsibility of bringing in a new character that is seemingly on the surface just like annoying. And I was like, how can I get viewers who've been watching the show for 9 seasons be
Mm.
okay with her? And if we're being honest, it's still 50-50
Right,
with
right,
the
right.
viewership right now, which is I totally understandable, right? But we had two amazing women exit the show, and me and Tunde come in, and it's like these women paved the way and created such a well-oiled machine. And I'm like, how do I fit here? How do I
Mm.
continue this legacy of Black entertainment that they've been doing perfectly? You kind of start to doubt yourself a little bit. So it was a little scary. And now with this character and this fan base, and they sometimes think that Jordan Coleman is Cheyenne, and I'm like, no, 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 no.
Right,
Character, it's a character. But I'm like, if I'm playing the character so well, maybe I'm doing something right.
right.
So it was a lot at first, but I'm loving every second of it.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, and it is very strange coming into a situation where this group of people and this entire audience have been connected for so long. So what did you use to ground yourself coming into that situation to know and tell yourself, okay, people got to get used to me.
hmm I think it's just having an overall understanding of how entertainment and audiences work.
Hmm.
It's like it just is what it is. Like fans can hate you and then they'll end up loving you. And that is my hope. And it's going to come slow for Cheyenne because there are so many layers to peel back. So I am a-okay with people, not liking me until season 15.
Mm,
That's fine. But I think what grounded me, I mean, honestly, KJ, who plays my sister,
right.
show, I mean, as soon as I booked it, she called me and I was like, hello. She's like, hey, it's KJ. And I was like, oh my God. Like, and I like literally started like shaking a little bit. And she was like, hey girl, like let's get to it. Like let's talk about it. Like, what do you think this situation is? Why do you think
Mm,
she's coming here? And not even just character-based stuff. She was like, I want you to come here and shine bright, do what you need to do to make this role come to life. And as a woman to woman, and a woman that's been on the show for a while, she made me she basically was like, do not come here and worry about stealing my shine. She was like, the bigger you shine,
mm.
the more that we all shine. And you don't
Wow.
really get that from a lot of women. I mean, the entertainment industry kind of put us all in competition with each
Yeah.
and not just her. I mean, Mignon, Crystal, Tunde, these women, it's been mind-boggling how much love, support, and connection that we've had. And it really helps you find your character a little more. Yeah, I'm not
Hmm.
scared to push boundaries and limits because they made me feel so comfortable on set.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is you mentioned the whole thing about the way that Hollywood, they put, women against one another, especially Black women on so many levels. So what does it mean to you to have that support on this show? And what did you have coming in that lent to that?
And I told you when I was younger, I've always found myself around an older group of people, and I feel like, I've always just worked very hard, and for some reason, no matter what stage in my life, whether I was 15, 20, 25, I have found myself around people who are a little older than me and continuously guiding me in the right direction or giving me just the best advice that they could possibly have that they wish that they had when they were younger. And
Hmm.
the same thing happened when I got onto this set as well. Like these ladies aren't that much older than me, but when it comes to the fact that they've been in the business longer, and
Right.
that is, we could be the same age, but if you've been in the business 10 years longer than me, then you have a lot to show me, to tell me, to make sure I'm doing things right. That part was super, super important to me. And I
Yeah.
got that. And it was I don't want to say it's surprising or that it's shocking because I've been on a lot of sets where you go on and it's just like a hi and bye and it's just cordial, which is fine.
Hmm.
And then you
Yes.
go on some sets and you can tell that there's someone watching you and they're like, they think I'm going to take their job, but it's just, it doesn't work like that. Like, I've had friends in the past that were going for the same roles and were auditioning and they, it becomes this weird tension because and it's like, what's meant for me is not meant for you, and what's meant for you is not meant for me. I can guarantee you that. We have to do more work on our side, I think, because we can never change
Hmm.
the outside, as long as I don't know. I find it so amazing that I found this group of women that I hope I continue to have many, many seasons with. It's
Love
like
that.
they have done the work and I can see it because I was brought in just so seamlessly. Yeah, it's on us.
Yeah.
And I think the women that I'm around at least are doing a fantastic job.
Love that. So you're also passionate about travel and experiencing different cultures. So how have those experiences, how have they influenced the way that you build characters and connect to stories?
Yeah, I feel like I'm just now being able to travel more in my later years. I love meeting people and I love people watching as well. I'll do this thing when I'm out with friends and um I'll be like, okay, let's make a story about them. And I'm like,
It's
okay,
almost like character study.
yes, I'm like,
Yeah.
he's going through a divorce. You know what I mean? Like, and we do it. We play out the whole entire thing down to like what he eats, what his apartment looks like, and stuff like that. And but never like any judgment, right? We're just creating stories. And I kind of do the same thing when I meet people. I love meeting random people and just talking. Like I like going places alone. I like going out to eat at restaurants alone. I
Mm,
go to the movies alone because I can strike up conversations with people and people strike up conversations with me. And I start to learn that when you go out of your normal scope of people that you see every day and the normalcies of your life, it's like these are also normalcies, just in other people's lives. And when you stay right here, tunnel vision, you'll never understand that. But once you
mm,
start just expanding your mind and being able to allow other people in with different religions or upbringings, or maybe they're super conservative, I don't know. It's you start seeing how they think, and it's a beautiful thing because then it's a snowball effect. You take that into the next conversation with a stranger, and you take that to the next conversation.
yes. Love that. So we've seen you show up around social issues and advocacy. So what causes are closest to your heart right now, and how do you hope to use your platform to make an impact as you grow in your career?
Oh man, gosh, this day and age, I feel like it's so overstimulating right now. I feel like there's
Yeah.
30,000 causes all happening at once. And it's so hard. You either get like exhausted
Hmm.
trying to like do all of them, or you like kind of not do any because you're like, I don't even know what to say anymore. I think coming from a military home, what's happening in our country really, really hits hard because my entire family has sacrificed so much
Hmm.
time overseas being deployed, and to see it turning into this toxic world where we're almost being not manipulated, but they're trying to weaponize our own government against us. And it's a really unfortunate thing. So when it comes to like just our US government, I love talking about those issues. Um, because thankfully my family, I like to think, is on the right side of history. And, they've
Hmm.
done more for this government than I think a lot of people running their mouths have. So that is one issue that I love to talk about is just like what an actual patriot looks like and how
I
you
love that.
yeah, and
Yeah.
because it's funny when people begin to talk about what patriotism means,
Hmm.
and then you start seeing the hypocrisies of what an American patriot is, and it's like it is actually this, but you guys are weaponizing it and making it look like this. So when it comes to like morals and ethics and how you treat people, and then you start trickling down into all the other issues into Black Lives Matter into immigration issues, it all comes from the same thing because our American government has so much control over it, and now they're dividing it. You have people, my
Mm,
family, who have, given their entire lives to the US government, and now they feel like they have to pull away or that they don't even want to
mm,
be a part of the government anymore.
yeah.
And so now we're losing people who are actual patriots because it's too much of a, and that's when it starts getting just like messy and aggravating. And you're like, how do we even begin to talk about this? And some people don't even want to talk about it anymore.
Mm,
So I feel like that's when I kind of try to come in as someone who decided to not go the US military route. I feel like it's always my responsibility to try to speak up on people's behalves who are fatigued, feel like
mm.
they don't have any more to give anymore. And then, there's people that think actors and influencers should never open their mouths, which is fine. Like, okay,
That's the purpose of a platform.
it's the purpose of a platform, but leave them to their own devices for that. So I don't know if that answered the question, but
Absolutely,
yeah,
most
yeah, that's
definitely.
kind of where I'm at.
Yes, most definitely. So we're gonna lighten it up a little bit. So with your improv training and creative background, how important is it for you to keep growing and stretching as an artist beyond what audiences already think that they know about you?
Oh man, I to even start that answer, I had someone ask me the other day. She said something, and I was like, "Yeah, I go to acting class every Tuesday." She goes, "You're still in acting class?" And I was like, "Absolutely." I was like, "Just because I'm a series regular, I'm like, the work never, ever, ever stops."
Absolutely.
I was just in acting class this last Tuesday. I go to Graham Shield Studios, and I was getting torn apart by my acting coach. He was like,
Hmm.
"Why are you doing this? What's your intention here?" It's like, don't ever think the work is done just because, you're getting a paycheck from someone. And that also bleeds into improv. I mean, the more that you continue to grow, the more you're able to bring to a set. And I've seen me level up slowly but surely. It's the same thing as, working out. Like when you get the abs, do you just never go back to the gym again?
Right,
You're gonna
exactly.
lose it. You're gonna lose it. And
Yes.
especially when it comes to Tyler Perry Studios, my goodness, we have to memorize so many pages. It's a muscle. And if I stop working that muscle, well, then it's going to be really, really hard to perform. And then I'm not just hurting myself, I'm hurting my other castmates as well. So, I mean, huge advocate for continuing your education in anything that you do because you can always be better and there's always someone better out there that it can take your spot real quick when you start slacking.
Yeah, absolutely. So looking ahead, what kinds of roles are projects? How would that what kinds of roles and projects would allow you to fully align with all of your passions, storytelling, wellness, culture, and advocacy into like a big, powerful space?
Um, Definitely action. That's my next lane. That's what I'm actively working towards right now. I've talked about it a little bit, but at the end of last year, I finally shot like an action short that was originally just going to be to send to casting directors. I was going to give it to my manager and be like, "Hey, like just show this to people to like, pitch me for roles and stuff." And I actually work at a VFX company where I'm a producer at here in Los Angeles.
Nice.
And we have like nice cameras and lenses. And I was like, well, let's make it look good. And then it started looking so good. And I'm like, let's make an actual short out of it. Like let's put some time and we have the resources. Why not just do it? So we did it, and one of my coworkers directed it for me, and he does visual effects, and we finished it. And I'm gonna actually upload it on YouTube, like to the world. It'll be my first project ever, so it's like bear with me on that. But right now we're finishing up the title sequence, and it goes directly into what I want. And this day and age, it's so saturated. You kind of have to show people in
Mm,
order for them to like book you or see you at all.
right.
There's millions and millions of people all over Instagram, YouTube, TikTok. that they're getting booked constantly just because they uploaded something. So I thought, yeah, let's get to work. Let's do that. So that's my lane that I'm trying to go into, the Kill Bill, the Angelina Jolie Salt, the Charlize Therons.
Right. They will kill you.
That's why I'm also training so hard with the Muay Thai and the yoga and all of that, and why I'm still in the acting classes. I want both of my favorite things to come together like this. And yeah, hopefully one day people will be going to AMC to see an action movie led by me.
Nice, nice, nice. Jordan Coleman, where can everybody find you on social media and keep up with everything that you've got going on?
Yes, I am the most active on Instagram, and that's just Jordan_Coleman. I kept it simple.
Yes. Jordan underscore Coleman, thank you so much for joining me on Black in the Green Room. Just continued success to you in everything that you do and everything that you're passionate about. Keep strong and just, keep moving forward.
Thank you so much. Have an amazing day, Keith.
Thank you so much.
Be sure to follow me, Keith Underwood, at Mr. Keith L. Underwood on IG. You can also follow me on FB at Keith L. Underwood. And you gotta follow Black in the Green Room at Black in the Green Room across all platforms. Until next time, this has been Black in the Green Room.